all I see is, and he covered his face and he falls on the ground and start crying and shit. Middle school. How I almost got expelled. Where should I start? Let's see where you begin. Where? Okay, let me see. So I gotta run y'all back. To like, dang, but that was like 9 years ago. Middle school. So where am I? Alright, so I gotta bring y'all back. I gotta introduce y'all. To like my friend group in middle school. Alright, so anybody need a haircut. So look, bro. So at the time was a genuine real friend, you know what I'm saying? I had my boy Jared, I had Jacob, Chase. Like that was like the friend group that I had like classes with. Like I don't know, I think I had classes with them. I only had like one class with them. Well, I feel like I had them like the whole year. Or did I have like two? I don't know. I had like, that was my main class. So like I seen them more than everybody else. This is middle school, so I forgot how like we switched classes and stuff like that. But yeah, for sure, like that was my main class. So boom, now that you know the friend group, you know what I'm saying, we can get into the story. So after lunch, it was probably like one day after lunch, I don't know why we go outside. We can go outside through the cafeteria, so like the cafeteria, and then we can go out the building and go like around the school building to get to our classroom. I don't know how they know that, but we could do that. So we used to do that, and the teacher was like fine with it. The teacher came with us sometimes, so it was like, you know what I'm saying, we used to do that. And one thing leads to another. We eating and we outside. So now we outside, and this is like, cause we in middle school. If y'all didn't know, we ain't in high school yet. We in middle school, so it's like us four. I think it's 4 of us or something like that. I don't know, but it was just us. And I mean, it was like we had like the rest of the classroom and shit like that. But like in our group though, like we was like separated from the classroom type at that time. And for some reason, I don't know why, but like Jacob ran down the field. I don't know why, but he ran down the field. I'm not blaming him for what I did, but bro, like he ran down the field, and he ran and Shine ran that way. So only people that's still here with me is just Jared. This nigga Jacob took off down the hill, and I'm like, why you run? So like in my head, I'm like this nigga is running crazy. Like I wonder if I could hit him. like from just my perspective, I don't know why, but I just was wondering. Like, and before this, like this man, bro, and we're boys, so that's probably why I think like that. But like this man that pants me in class and all kinds of crazy, but bruh. Like, you know, I just had to get a little bit of revenge back, you know. And my dad, for some reason, my dad was like, oh, this the dude that pantsed you and blah, 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 woo, this, that, third. My dad was like, that's the reason you hit him with a rock. And I don't even know how my dad knew that this nigga pantsed me in class.
That's suspicious.
How did my dad know that? And this nigga, keep in mind, this man is just running around. And it's like, throwing a rock at somebody is like throwing a rock at the lake and trying to make it skip. Like it was like, I just want to see how many times I can make it skip. It was like, I just want to see if I can hit him. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, it sounds bad, but it wasn't like that bad. I got the rock, and me and Jared's walking. I got the rock, and me and Jared's walking side by side, and I'm like, Jared. And he like, what? And I'm like, I bet you I can hit him. And he was like, no you can't. I bet you can't. I got this rock like in my hand like this, like, I'm like, and they used to play baseball too, so like they used to teach me all kinds of stuff, like how to like throw stuff and all kinds of shit, you know, like white people stuff.
What?
I got the rock, and he was like, I bet you can't, and I was like, nigga like me, shit. So I got down, and that bitch was like, and it was crazy because like it was like me and Jared knew at the same time. Like I look at Jared and then he look at me, and I threw the rock like I lead it. Like this is how far this man was downfield, because I threw it, but I threw it in front of him, so it was like I led the rock, and he like, it was like, it was crazy. But I look at Jared and he look at me. I look back at Jared as this rock is in the air, and I'm like looking and I look back, and I'm like, I know this shit's about to hit this nigga, right? But his head is turned this way, so like the rock is like, he's running, I'm running, say like I'm Jacob, I'm running this way, and the rock is coming this way, so he's like, so like I'm like, the rock about to hit him in the back of the head. It's a small rock, but I'm panicking. I'm panicking. Like I didn't know I was about to hit this nigga, you know what I'm saying? So I threw it, and I like, it's going, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I wanted to save him, but I didn't know how to save him. So the best thing in my head that I thought I could do was call his name, and Jared did the same shit. So it really ain't even really my fault, like, you know what I'm saying? So so I called this man name, like I threw the rock, and it's like this, and I'm like, Jacob, and Jared like, Jacob. I'm like, the rock, and it go, boom, bro, that shit go, and we in middle school, and all I see is, and he covers his face, and he falls on the ground and start crying and shit, and I'm like, fuck, bro. I messed up. I was like, I messed up at that point. Like, it was like, so I'm like running down the field trying to go get Jacob and stuff like that, and Jared running down the field too. And by the time we got there, Jacob already got back up, and he like tried to like run it off, like, you know, like it was hurting bad, so he got up and like tried to hurry up and like run it off. Like, I don't know like why we do that. Like shit hurt, and like we'd act like it don't hurt, like, and I was like, Jacob, like, my bad, like, I'm sorry I called your name because I thought you would have moved in time, you know what I'm saying? And Jared was like, bro, like, he was like in shock. Like, Jared was like laughing at me and like not laughing at Jacob, but like he was in shock. He was like, I didn't know that it was gonna hit him, and I was like, yeah, me neither, like we just boys, you know what I'm saying? I get back in the classroom, right? I get back in the classroom, and we all getting in the classroom, and bro, I got in the classroom, and my teacher, like the homeroom teacher or whatever, like she calls me out of the classroom. So she calls me out the classroom, and I'm like, bruh. So I'm out the classroom, and I'm over here, all I'm thinking of, cause like she calls me out the classroom, but she's not out the classroom yet. So I'm thinking like, Jacob snitch. I was like, Jacob snitch. I was like, I would snitch too probably if it hurted that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably like, what happened to your eye? Like, I can't tell her a lie. You know what I'm saying? So I probably would have been like, somebody hit me. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't even Jacob. Some girl, I'm not even gonna say her name. I'm not gonna say her name because I'm thinking I'm finna like get expelled or something, cause like, you know, that's my boy Jacob, but at the same time, like I just hit him in the face, like, you know what I'm saying? Even if it was by accident, like even if Jacob would have did something like that to me, you know what I'm saying? Like he probably, like Jacob done did probably far worse stuff. Like I probably could have took out his eye by accident, but like Jacob like did far worse stuff to me as well, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, we homies at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know what I'm saying? But the teacher comes out the room and she's like, what'd you do to, she was like, what'd you do to that girl? I was like, what girl? I was like, girl? Threw my whole mindset off. I was like, girl? I was like, I just hit my boy in the face by accident. You talking about some girl? I was like, girl, what are you talking about? She was like, girl, blah, blah, blah. She like, you made her cry, this and that third. I was like, what? She was like, something, I don't know. I was making her cry. We was at lunch and I made her cry at lunch. So she sent me to the office. But literally I was so confused, bro. I was so confused that I snitched on myself, bro. I was like, some girl. I was like, I thought you called me out of the classroom because Jacob, I was like, Jacob, I thought you called me out of the classroom because Jacob, She was like, Jacob, she was like, you got something to do with that too? Go to the office. I was like, fuck. My math teacher, she pulls up to the office and she can't even look at me. She like mad, she like disgusted. I'm confused. I'm sitting there, I'm like, some girl mad at me and I didn't even do nothing to her. I was like, and I just snitched on myself. I was like, this is a bad look. I was like, this is bad. I was like, this is horrible. This can't, like, it's nothing worse that could, like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so with write-ups, I got written up. I got written up with write-ups. They go through guidance, like guidance counseling or whatever. So when you get a write-up in school, like you gotta go through the guidance counselor, bro. And we had this guidance counselor. I don't remember her name, bro. We got this guidance counselor. And I'm in there, bro. I had to go inside the room to talk to her about my write-up or whatever. And yeah, my math teacher, she already gone or whatever. And I'm in that room talking to her, and I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm really smooth talking to her, you know what I'm saying? But I'm really smooth talking to her, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't even, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey. But I'm really smooth talking. I'm like Jacob, she's like, Jacob is the person that pants you like the other day. And I was like, yes ma'am. And then she was like, you hit him with a rock? And I was like, yes ma'am. I was like, yes ma'am. And she was like, why? And I was like, well, like, I was like, us just being boys. I was like, I picked up a rock and I was talking to my boy Jared, and I was like, I just threw it and he like ran into it. And she was like, oh, I mean, I guess that makes sense. She was like, what's up with this girl? And I'm like, I don't even know. I was like, I don't even know. I was like, I came back to the classroom because I threw the rock and it hit my boy, and I came back to the classroom and the teacher, she just came to me about it, and I was like, I don't know what. I was like, what? They got my dad. Yeah, my dad knew about it, but I only got one dad, ISS. I'm pretty sure, but I got away with that, bro. I came back to the classroom a new man. I thought my dad didn't know. I thought nobody knew. So it was like, I came back to the classroom. She gave me one day at ISS. I'm coming back to the classroom. I'm telling all my boys, I'm like, I got one day at ISS. Jacob look at me. He like, bro, I didn't even snitch on you. He was like, bro, I didn't even snitch on you. I don't know how they knew. I was like, no, bro. I was like, I know you didn't snitch on me because I snitched on myself. I was like, I didn't even mean to snitch on myself. I was like, my bad, bro. And he was like, my bad, bro. I was like, you know, you straight, bro. He's like, my bad, bro. I was like, no, you straight, bro. I dapped him up. Jared was like, how many days you got? Are you suspended? I was like, nah, I only got one day at ISS. He was like, yes, sir, bro. Hey, bro, that's my nigga for real, though. But anyway, that's part 2. If y'all want any more, I got story times out the butt, bro. I got story times out the ass. When it comes to middle school and high school, I'll probably go do like a high school one, and then when I was at like high school, something like what led to graduation or something, because this led to my high school. So I'm gonna do like something that led to like graduation or something like that next video. And then after that, it's gonna be like how I actually met my boy Donut too. You know what I'm saying? So y'all stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? For the next story time, I'll be consistent Zay. You know what I'm saying? And Zay out. You know what I'm saying?